Hello everybody, this is Trina. I am going to go ahead and get started on my June plan with me. This is going to be my kind of June cover page, monthly page, just kind of overview page, birthdays, trackers for my kids' work, special occasions and holidays. And yes, those are all different things and they're all kind of the same thing at the same time, but I do use them for different things. So I'm going to go ahead and fast forward you guys so this video does not take ages, and I'm actually going to be planning for the whole month, so everything will be sped up so that it doesn't take ages to do this video and show you guys kind of what I'm doing. I have not done a full month before, so as far as in one sitting, so I'm going to see how that works, and I will see you guys throughout the video. Thanks for watching. All right. So I went ahead and cut a piece. It totally ends up not being tall enough, which is hilarious, but oh well. Yeah. So I cut a piece and I stamped June on it in the sapphire color, and then I decided, you know what? I'm going to add this little strip up here at the very top, and you don't even notice, but it has stars on it, which could totally have went for July, but you know, that's my birthday month, and while I appreciate all of the sacrifices and energy and I really appreciate the 4th of July and what it represents. So, but as far as my birthday month goes, sometimes as a kid, we went camping every single birthday. My parents loved camping. They still love camping. And I don't know, I enjoy camping, but I don't love it as much as they did. And so, I don't know, it just started to be a thing that, like, every single birthday we would go camping. I only actually remember, like, my 14th birthday being one that we didn't go camping on. And I thoroughly enjoyed that one. So, I mean, as a little kid, you know, you enjoy camping, and you enjoy your birthdays. And at first, it's like, that would be awesome, you know, go camping on your birthday and all that kind of stuff. But then it's like, once you do it over and over and over again, and it's like a yearly thing, it's just like, I don't know, it ends up being kind of the same thing. And it's just, I don't know. Anyways, so that kind of bugged me. So yeah, I kind of try to refrain from the 4th of July because, of course, my birthday is the 5th of July. So every year we celebrated the 4th of July and the 5th of July. It's, you know, on the same weekend, and it's kind of inevitable, right? So we did, but I don't know. I don't know. I like having my birthday unique to me, which I know there's a lot of other people that have my birthday and all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of just an idea of having it, having it unique to me. But I don't know. It's just so many years were spent sharing it with the 4th of July, and I don't know. I kind of like the idea of having my own birthday. So, but yeah. So I don't know that I'm going to be doing that for July. Patriotic theme. I don't know. Probably not. Probably not, honestly. But anyways, so this paper pack is called Into the Wild, and it's from Close to My Heart. And I decided to do all of June in there. I was like, last month I was feeling it, and this month I like the neutrality of it. It's not like, what is the word I'm looking for? It is not it's not like extremely full of color. I mean, it has neutrals, a lot of neutrals in it, and I like those. I love neutral colors. So So yeah, that's kind of where I'm going with this one. You'll see as I get finished with this page. But yeah, I do definitely enjoy the earthiness of it. So this month in June is Father's Day. It's also the last day of school for the summer. It's gonna take forever, like forever, forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. It's the 25th, and it's like I said, it's gonna take forever. I can't help it. It's just gonna take forever. So, um, yeah. Um, One thing that we like to do, we do like to go camping with, and generally with my parents. So, that's something that we're going to enjoy. Probably this June. My parents will be moving up with us this June, the middle of June. So that will be exciting and crazy at the same time. We'll be pretty busy. So um, later on, I don't know if I do it on camera, but later on I do go back and change or add in the last day of school because, oh, eighth grade graduation I think might be um, what I put in there because my daughter does have eighth grade graduation this month, yep, this month as well. So, yeah. So this is my monthly page, and yeah, there's not a whole lot to it. Just trackers, make sure they're taking their garbage out, doing their dishes, and cleaning their rooms, and vacuuming, and doing their house chores that they need to do. So uh, that's the whole purpose of this page. So on to Saturday. I went ahead and pre-cut. I picked out two papers, and I pre-cut these pieces so that they were easy to put on. And so I totally should have, pre-thought this out, for the whole month, but I didn't. So um, this one and this actual plan with me ends up being about uh, sped up about 4 times the speed. It took me about an hour and a half to do this whole thing, so it really wasn't that bad. That kind of fits in with about a half hour per spread, so which I could have done. I don't know. I think I like this better because if something comes up at the end of the month, I don't have to waste a sticky note and stick it on the day. I can actually just add it to the day, and it's already prepped and ready for me. So I don't really do this for memory planning. I actually use it for like everyday planning, functional planning. So that's kind of what I'm going for. I this I fell in love with this paper. It's I think I said it earlier, the Into the Wild by Close to My Heart. I'll leave my link in the description box below if you want to get your hands on it. It is very much a boy nature summer vibe pack, not like sunshiny, but like blues and greens and grays, and they go well together. So um, I loved this pack. I made sure and got my hands on it. Um, so this diamond or this triangle paper is so pretty. It's like kaleidoscope. It's so pretty. Um, there's several pages that I love about this collection, or in this collection. So I didn't get the compliments because a lot of them were kind of, like bugs and that kind of thing. And I don't know. My kids don't like bugs. They used to when they were little, but they don't like them anymore. So, yeah, I wouldn't really use that for camping or anything like that either. So, I decided to not get those, but I do love the paper pack for sure. Um, and another thing with this plan with me is I ran out of stickers and my printer is actually dead. So it died. I am sad. I should have a little mini funeral for it. Maybe I'll just have a moment of silence. That was the quickest moment ever. Um, but yeah, it was one of it's. Oops, sorry about that. So far, it has been my favorite printer that we've had. It's a Canon MX 870, I think. 780, 870, something like that. Anyways, it printed photos perfect. It scanned things perfect. I mean, it was just as soon as I started planning and printing and doing the printing my stickers, it did not like it. It didn't like doing full sheets of color. So what I did was I went ahead and stamped these. I cut out these little. They're like oh, I want to say like a 1/16 of an inch wide, or just a little over, a fudge over of an inch, and then the width of the column, and then I just stamped to do from one of my stamp sets. I think it is a Create 365 stamp set. It's actually like an exercise workout one, and it kind of has a little bit of planning stuff in it too. So I went ahead and used that. I think that's the only one that I have. Oh my goodness, sorry. Only one I had that had to do in it, surprisingly enough, because I have a lot of Word stamp sets, so I might have to keep my eyes out for one of those. So I am just cutting these out, and I think I cut out 8 of them. But I do, how I make these little stickers is just using, I was talking about how my printer did not like printing out the full color sheets. Well, I trim off the edges of those, and so I have a whole bunch of edges, and they're just kind of scraps, and I didn't want to throw them away because I was like, I can make stickers out of that. I don't want to throw them away, you know what I mean? I can stamp stamps on there and then cut around them, or use my dies to cut them out, and I was like, it doesn't make sense to just throw them out, so I kept them, and it's a good thing I did because I definitely needed them. So I'm using them to make my to-do stickers, and I do end up having to make a lot more of those. So it is a good thing I have so many scraps because I am definitely using them, which is awesome. But yeah, that's kind of how I do it. I used I think I just talked about this, the stamp set. I think it's from Create 365, and it's a workout stamp set, and it has the words to do on there, and somehow I don't have any more of those, which I think I'm just saying the same thing over again. I can't remember what I said. My voice recording stuff just keeps like shutting off, so I have to restart. So but yeah, that's we shall see if I end up with more of those. I'm hoping that maybe I can, maybe we can get a printer sometime soon or something. I don't know. We'll see. So this is another paper this is cut from a full sheet of paper. I usually when I do a week, I can get away with just like a zip strip or two. But because I want to incorporate the whole paper pack, I went ahead and cut up to like 2 to 3 pieces of, like 1/2-inch strips of each one. So I will be able to use these for, 8 of them for obviously a little over a week. So that works for that. And I do have a little pile over to the left, which you can't see, but it actually has a lot of different zip strips and pieces of like 1/2-inch strips of paper. So yeah, I kind of wanted to make sure that like I didn't end up with if I have a Saturday and a Sunday or Monday or Tuesday or whatever I end up landing on, that I don't end up just having one color on one side and one color of a header on the other. So I wanted to make sure that they stayed that way throughout each, each spread, I guess is what it would be called. Um, I love this green one. It's so pretty. I actually searched for more of that, which I didn't want to cut more like off of the sheet, but I did want to use more of it. But I don't know, remember if I did get to use more of it, but um, because like I said, if I used the back side of that green, then I would have it somewhere. So because each page is double-sided, so. But yeah, I just kind of prep this and get it all ready to go, and then I go ahead and put them all down, and I kind of go throughout the whole month doing this. And this way it actually goes fairly quickly. Again, I am very excited about being able to use my planner as, you know, all the way throughout the month instead of having to stop, each week and figure out what's going on. I can actually just, flip to it and it's already there, which is awesome. I'm very excited about that. I'm sorry about my head in the way there. I didn't realize I was getting so far in front of the camera. So this is another full sheet. It has trees, as you can tell, and I kind of like it. It's, you could almost use it as Halloween because it kind of has like a skeleton tree vibe. You could use it for Halloween, you could use it for winter, the cloudy, snowy days and white trees, that would work too. I never really thought about that before, but you could definitely do it now. But yeah, I don't know exactly how I will use it. I did save a full sheet for scrapbooking, so, or card making, or whatever it ends up being. I noticed that I do a lot of cards when I don't have a lot of time to create because I like getting my project done quickly, and done in, kind of one sitting if I can. Scrapbooking generally doesn't work like that. It generally takes, a few days to complete scrapbooking. So I realized that I totally missed a page of headers. So yeah, there. Luckily, I had some more, and we're gonna get that was the last to do. And as you can see, I have flipped through them all. Now I kind of run out of these, which I kind of regret just sticking them on there, but I kind of run out of these as I go because I need 30 of them, and I don't have 30 of them. Technically, I need 31 of them, and I don't have 31, no, 30. June's 30, right? January, February, March, April, May, June, yeah, 30. I always have to count them on my finger, on my knuckles. I don't know if you guys know that trick. Um, I can't even remember when I learned that, but like if you look at your left hand and you close it into a fist, and then you just kind of look at the top of your knuckles, you can, if you start on the first knuckle, January would be like the lift in your knuckle would be represent the 31 days, and then February would be, obviously it's 28 days, but it's down in a dip, so it's lower, it's got less days, and then March is up on a knuckle, which would be represent the high of 31 days, and then it just continues on like that, and then so you've got January, February, March, April, May, June, July ends up on your last knuckle, and so then you jump over to August, which also has 31 days, and then you start on your right hand, on the first knuckle, and that represents the 31 days, and then the next one would be August, which would have 30 days, or not August, September. September would have 30 days, and then it just continues until December, which ends up on a knuckle because it's got 31 days. So that is a trick that I learned. I don't, like I said, I don't even know when I learned that, but um, so this is where I figured out that I am a little on the short side for my to-do lists, and my printer's dead, so that's kind of where I'm at. So I figure out how to do it. I kind of transfer from these checklists to um, the we have a grid paper, and I go ahead and use those for checkboxes, and it seems to work out pretty good. I can just write next to them and check them off as I go in the box. So, yay me! I love that this paper has that option too. So, yeah, I do add my bill due down there, and I'm kind of trying to figure out, things that I need to remember. This was like my second to last remember sticker. I only had two left in the gray, and I didn't really want to add in any pinks or peaches or any of those tones, so I'm going through and see, this is why one of the reasons why I love having the whole month done, because I can just flip through and it's like, okay, flip through to the last day of school, make sure I mark that and get that down, and um, so that when I come up on it, I know that it's already there. I don't have to plan it once I'm there. So, because the last day of school is not going to change now. It probably would have if I had done it like 2 months ago or 3 months ago, it probably would have changed um, because they hadn't figured out how they were going to make it up yet. But they did, and they let us all know, and so I was able to plan it, put it in my planner at a decent time. Um, so yeah, this one is, I believe this one is, what day is that? That is the 13th, which is, I think that is my daughter's zoo trip. Nope, 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 nope. The 13th. The 13th, that is choir trip. Oh my goodness, there's so many different things going on in June, it's crazy. So I am assuming that June is just going to get more crazy. So hopefully I'm leave it to me to choose the crazy month to start scrapbooking, right? So yep, I've got a double dentist appointment, one for my daughter and one for my son at the same time, which is crazy because um, we used to do that when they were younger. I always used to make their appointments all together so that we could all go at the same time and just have one trip instead of multiple trips throughout, several months or weeks or whatever. Um, and then as I started getting older, I stopped doing that because seemed to be more of a pain to do that. So I stopped doing that, but then I started doing it again. Or, well, they gave me the option. I was like, as long as it works for you guys, it's fine with me. So that's what we'll do there. And so, do you see how I used the leopard print tape there? That is to remind me that it is for my youngest daughter. She has a choir event. This year or this last semester she was in choir, so I kind of used that to represent her. Of course, once I write it in, I'll know exactly who I'm talking about. But yeah, so she's her choir goes like every year at the end of the year. The middle school choir goes around and goes to the elementary schools and sings for the elementary schools and answers questions and all that kind of stuff for the the fifth graders who are moving up, to the sixth grade to the middle school. So it kind of encourages them to, maybe try it out and see if they like it. And so it's kind of cool that they do that. I love how they're taking the older kids and you know um, bringing them into the school experience of the younger kids, because they're in an elementary school, they're not in the same school, so they can see how, how the students in the choir enjoy being in choir in middle school. So that's I just like how they kind of get a glimpse as to, how the students will enjoy, how they'll enjoy it, or how, the kind of things that they will do. And if they already like choir, then, they can see what kind of songs and how, the choir works together and all that kind of stuff. So I kind of like that. But yeah, so that is one of the I did cut into this one. I shouldn't have, but I did. I wanted this tag for Father's Day, and again, this is the Into the Wild paper pack, and that was the cut apart sheet. On the back is a full size. It's a full pattern on the back, so I did sneak into that one and cut out that tag because I really wanted to mention that it's Father's Day, because I'm gonna have my dad up here and my hubby, and so I think what we're gonna do, because Saturday is going to be our move up trip, it's gonna be crazy, so I'm thinking that we'll probably maybe go out to dinner on Sunday, kind of give everybody a break. They've lived up here before, so we all have a favorite Mexican restaurant that we go to, and so I'm hoping we will all feel like going there. Couldn't imagine that we wouldn't. I think my nephew's the only one that doesn't like Mexican food, so it's like 7-1, so he's kind of outvoted, but yeah, and he's 6. But they do offer like American food, like hamburgers and hot dogs and stuff like that too. So I think he'll be fine. He'll have something to eat. So, and who knows? Maybe we'll rub off on him, and we'll have like 8 people that like Mexican. So, but it is a really great restaurant. Shout out to Tres Hermanos if you're up there in Marysville area in Washington State. Definitely check them out. I love. I mean, we've always had great service, and their food is always delicious, and it's like authentic Mexican, so it's not like it's kind of, I guess my husband would call it a little hole in the wall, but it's great. So yeah, so I don't know what was going on with this piece here. It did not want to stick. Or my ATG, I guess I wasn't putting enough pressure on the paper, like on my front, thumb paper tape, because it would not stick. So I had to pull it up and stick it down. And my thing keeps freezing, so I don't know how far in I am and how much time I've got left. But for anything that has a like last day of school, or an appointment or something like that, I go ahead and outline it with the with gold washi, just to kind of pop it out, make sure I see it, and so that'll help me when I look back on it. And I did go back through and decide I don't like the flags there. So I think for a while there I was hoping that I had enough to fit on all of the pages, which I totally don't. So then I end up going back through, and any of the days that have like a noticeable event, I go ahead and put it down there for the notes section, so that if I do have a note, then I will, kind of have a place to put it, which I will have a place even if I don't have any decoration there. But yeah, I could totally cut flags. I didn't even think about that, but I could cut flags out of my paper, and that would work too. So this is the last little part, and I will do a quick flip through. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching.